Hey guys, Double Jack here and welcome to my 29th episode review of the Stardust Crusaders anime. This is actually quite an action-packed episode, so I want to get through everything, really. I've got my notes as always, and I've had this for a while, but I thought I'd introduce my lovely little mascot, which is basically Tusk. Because I like Johnny, you know I love Still Ball Run, we've got Tusk, so he will appear sometimes. I can't really put him on my shoulder because he'll fall off, and there we go. But he will appear. So anyway, let's get on with the review. This episode is called Anubis Part 2. We actually see Khan wielding Anubis from the end of the episode, end of last episode, sorry. So he's holding it to Polnareff's neck, and Polnareff's like, what the hell? And so he does this, Polnareff ducks underneath it, and it cuts into Khan. But of course, you know, Anubis is possessing Khan, so Khan doesn't really feel any kind of pain whatsoever. Pulls out of himself with this, you know, this big bloody line, and Polnareff's like, I've got silver chariots, sword versus sword, I'll always win. And Khan's like, I'm the one who's gonna win, pushing him back and stuff like that. And Jotaro wakes up, and Jotaro's like, what the hell, I should get in this battle. And Polnareff's like, no, this is sword versus sword, I will win. You know, when it comes to swords, I will win. You use fists. You won't be as strong. You won't be as fast. So keep the fuck out. Basically, he's like that. So he's got his sword like, what the, and then it goes to commercial break. And then it's actually a pretty quick commercial break, about 30 seconds long. It comes back, and when we get into the actual episode, we see, you know, Polnareff attacking, and we see Khan like just completely pushing him back, destroying him. And in the end, once he pushes him back against the wall, he grabs like this big rag, throws it in front of himself, and goes, well, this, you know, he's thinking this pushed back Chaka, this destroyed Chaka. And he does his firing blade attack, and he goes right through the rag, bing, comes back. Khan's like, and then Anubis explains, once I've seen an attack once, it won't work a second time. I will instantly block it. I will instantly guard against it. You will have no chance. If you do it once and it succeeds, I'm dead. If you do it once and it doesn't succeed, still, I've seen it. So the second time is useless. So in the end, you got Jotaro attacking, and he's like, and, you know, he's blocking all attacks. And then he goes, take this, and he brings the sword down, and that's when he's like, grabs the sword right in between his hands, or Star Platinum, and goes, and breaks off half the sword and throws it, and goes, knocks Khan right through the window of the barbershop, hits the floor, sword comes out of hand, Khan's KO'd, they come out, Polnareff picks up the sword and goes, okay, I've got this, you know. This is handled and everything. In the previous fight, by the way, they did change colours as well. You know, when they do fights, they change like a different colour, which is basically a JoJo way. You know, like there's so many colours that they thought, hey, in the anime, we're gonna throw them into different colours. And I love that, to be honest. This time, Jotaro was more of like a green colour, which was pretty cool. Polnareff, more of a like a grey and pink colour, like he normally is. After he's knocked him out of the window, he goes outside, and basically we see another scene with Joseph teasing Iggy with coffee gum, like, ha, 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 ha. Oh, you can't get it, can you? You can't get it? And Iggy just like walks away slowly, farts, and Joseph's like, whoa, what the hell, that stinks, ah! And then Avdol just goes, where the hell is Jotaro and Polnareff? You know, he's just going to get his hair cut. How long would that take? And it goes back, and we see Khan on the floor, and you just see Jotaro, you know, walk up to the sword, and Polnareff picks up the sword, and it's in its sheath, and he's like, okay, I've got it. And Jotaro just says, we should, you know, we gotta throw it somewhere, we gotta get rid of it, just somewhere where no one will ever touch it. He's like, that's a good idea, Jotaro, okay. And then the police come. When I say police, I mean like one Egyptian policeman comes along. He's like, He's like, what the hell? Why is this guy KO'd? He's like, oh, he tried to attack us, so I just, you know, I put him down. Everything's all cool, don't worry. So he's on the floor, and of course he's like, what the hell? give me that. Is that a katana? He couldn't have a katana. We don't have those here. It must be you. Give it to me. Give it to me. Rah, rah. And that's when Polnareff's like, accidentally draws the sword, unsheaths it, and he's like, and that's when we see a certain character that appears in the, he appears in the Capcom Part 3 JoJo game, as a playable character, Joseph with Anubis. Not Joseph, sorry, Polnareff with Anubis. And Polnareff is holding the sword, and he's like, possessed by Anubis. So he has a fight with Jotaro, and it's oh my god, it's such a good fight, because it's pretty much like, whoa, then you've got like, and it's going like really well, and he's like, Jotaro's holding back a bit, because he's like, I can't hit Polnareff, he's on our team, I can't do it. But Polnareff is being possessed by Anubis, so he's just going all out. It's like that. And of course, he can't really do another attack, like an ola, because he'll miss it. Because, Anubis has already seen it for the first time. He's already KO'd it when he was in Khan the first time. And even in between people, like from Shaka to Khan, as you've seen before, from Khan to Polnareff, and for example, if it went from Polnareff to another guy, everything would carry on. So, it's kind of surprising, really. But in the end, basically, they're fighting, and then Polnareff's just like, I'm going to give this sword to my stand. And as you see it, as a very famous pose where you've got Polnareff like that, and then you've got Silver Chariots holding onto his regular sword in one hand, and in the other hand, he's holding the Anubis sword like, so we go to the other commercial break, and as it comes back from that commercial break, we see the same exact picture from last time with Anubis and Anubis' sword, but in the bottom right instead of saying Stand Master Chaka, we've got Stand Master Khan, even though Khan's been KO'd. But anyway, on to the episode. This is when the colours change once again to a new colour, where we see Jotaro's clothes more of a purple colour, and Polnareff's is more like a green, I think. I didn't really pay attention to Polnareff's ones because I was too busy going like that, because it was awesome. So they're fighting basically, and it's basically him with two swords going, and then you've got basically Jotaro like, and it's matching every single attack. And in the end, Polnareff's like, and he's like, you got Jotaro like. But of course, as we know, Anubis has already seen it once, so it's like, and the sword's already gone through, and he goes, because it's like as I said before, he's cut the sword in half before, so it's like half of a blade. So it's like, and he's like, ugh, ugh. And Jotaro's actually been stabbed with the blade from Polnareff. And he's like, and you're like, oh shit. Like, if you didn't read the manga, you'd be like, oh wait, what? Oh, fuck. He's been stabbed, and there's blood pouring out, and he's weakening. His stand's disappeared. What's going on? And he's like, yeah, I know this isn't you, Polnareff, but it's okay. It's alright. And basically after that, that's when Anubis, you see Anubis in a physical form, and he actually comes out of Silver Chariots. It's like, you see the Anubis form, like, as you would think, with the, like the kind of dog, like a Doberman looking thing, except he's silly, and he's like, I did my bidding exactly from Dio and his stand, the world. I am here. I've done the thing. I've killed Jotaro. No one else could do it. It was me who did it. And then Jotaro's like, and so, this hasn't been done before. He starts breaking, minus the actual blade stuck in him, he's breaking every shard of the blade, and then he grabs the hilt and he's like, so pretty much the sword is broken. And then there's a little bit inside of him, so, he's broken the sword, it's out of Polnareff's hands, so Polnareff falls down, he's like, what the, was I, and you got Jotaro like, you're never ever gonna help Dio again, and you're not gonna get in the way. Blade falls out, and Jotaro's covered in blood, and he's like, could you call me an ambulance? I'm not gonna make it. And Polnareff's like, oh god, I'm so sorry. I I was possessed by Anubis, wasn't I? I picked up the sword. Ugh! And he's like, ugh. And then we see something interesting, which is the other end of the blade, which JoJo broke off in the attack when he was in the barbers. We see this little Egyptian kid licking a lollipop. You know, like the traditional kind of stereotypical lollipops, like, oh, it's so shiny. And he walks up to it, grabs it, and that's when Anubis, because Anubis is in the whole sword, is still alive in it, and he's like, you thought it was over. I just have to throw this blade at you and kill you, Jotaro, and I've done my job. And that's when he pulls it back, and it's this little kid, and he throws away his candy, and he's like, and then you just see Iggy. Iggy is just the best thing. He's awesome. Like, you can't hate Iggy. If you hate Iggy, it's because you're prejudiced against dogs. And I can't understand it myself. Maybe others can. But I can't. Basically, as he's going to throw it, Iggy basically hits his leg, takes him out, and he falls down, drops the sword blade. As the fact that Iggy just wanted to eat the lollipop that the kid dropped. So he's got the lollipop in his mouth like, But when I say he's dropped the sword, no, not just a simple, he's already dropped it. And it's gone into a swinging motion. It's like, and then you've got like Anubis, like in the manga, Anubis is like, oh god, no, no, and he's like spinning, and then like, you know, he's completely missed both JoJo and Polnareff, and he's spinning, and he's like, oh no, I'm gonna head into the Nile River, oh no, and he's like, and he's like, oh thank god there's a wall there, at least I'll land by the wall, bong, no, and he's like still spinning, and he's like, keeps on going on over the Nile River. And he's like, come on, land on the boat, I want to get that guy could probably pick me up on the boat. Right into a cow's butt. And the cow's going, and it's in the cow's butt. Cow's going mental, starts breaking the ship down, and the cow falls into the water. And as he's in the water, the blade just falls out of the cow's bum into the water. So you see Polnareff helping Jotaro up as they walk away. He's like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm good. Iggy, what the hell are you doing here? And then we move back to Anubis, and Anubis' blade, like the end of the blade we just saw in the water, starts talking to some fish. He's like, hey, you there, fish! Fish, come on, just touch me, that's all I need. I just need you to touch me, come on, just touch me. Oh, crabs! And then some crabs come along. He's like, crabs, come over here, come on. Hey, you've got actual hands, you know, you've got claws, you could pick me up, come on. And it's really funny because the crabs look like they animated it, you know, David Productions animated it like they're like, I'm gonna go over here. I don't know how to feel about this, and they just like run away. And he's like, no, and he comes up. God Anubis retired. And then we go to the final part, which is basically the awesome part, because I'm always happy to see what happens next, because I know what happens next, but I want to see what happens, and I want to hear the voice. I'm not good with anime voices, but I always go to like different forums after it finishes, because a lot of people are like, yeah, that's so and so, and I'm like, I believe you because you've pretty much got everyone right. So yeah. So anyway, it ends, and after it ends, you know, this random advert. There was a Xenoverse advert for Dragon Ball Z. That's a good game, by the way. You should get that. I mean, one of the better Dragon Ball Z games of recent. After I finish this, well, I'm probably already streaming it, I don't know, but after I finish this, I'll be streaming it anyway, so please go to my Twitch. I'll put it in the description if you would like to see it. Anyway, we get to see the episode 30. Oh, I'm so happy to see an episode 30. It feels so good. But episode 30, yes, we get to see Mariah. So, like, basically, the way it does it is that it's like, this person is from Nepal, this person is from, like, a specific part in India, this is from Egypt, and they're showing the different, like, clothing, like, this person would be wearing this person will be wearing this person will be wearing this, this person is from, like, a more desert area, they would be wearing this, and it's like, but we've seen one person that is wearing something very unfamiliar, and I'm like, I know what they're talking about. They're talking about a big red cloak. And you just see her walk past, and she's like walking past, you know, like covered face. And next to it, we've got like some people like, wow, sexy girl, hello, come over here. And she's like, And to be continued. So next episode, episode 30, we are going to see Mariah and Boost. Can't wait for it. It's going to be awesome. It always is. There's no news when it's going to actually end for the 3rd season, but it's going to be long. It's going to fit up about 6 Blu-rays again, so look forward to that. Anyway, this was my summary/review. If you've got any questions or anything in depth, I've got a lot more stuff to talk about this episode and any other episode I've done previously. Check out my playlist from Season 1 and Season 2 below. And of course, well, enjoy the episode when you get to see it, and I hope you enjoy this review/summary. So thank you guys, see you later. Yeah.